Meanwhile, these images just coming into our newsroom show storm damage in Troutman along Lake Norman. Those weekend storms causing a tree to fall on a structure. Trees also blocked some roads in the area. We've been seeing a lot of different sort of images like this. It's scary to look at. When we look at our forecast today, things are a lot better.
A lot better. Today's actually legitimately the last chance that we have for thunderstorms over the next 7 days. But yesterday you might have gotten pinged either on your Amazon, whatever your device is, that we were under a severe thunderstorm watch. The reason why was we had better ingredients as the cold front was moving through. It's a little less likely that we're going to see that. But have you ever heard of the term wet microburst?
No.
Okay, well, we're about to learn. Let's raise that weather IQ. So how a wet microburst forms, and that's the wind damage that you indeed saw yesterday, that was brought to us by Brad Panovich, is that typically 90% of all wind damage that we see here in the Carolinas is from this phenomenon. So when a thunderstorm rises up, it keeps all that cool, rain-cooled air up in its center. Once it gets too heavy, of course, it drops. And when it drops to the ground, plop, the winds spread out. So it's physically the phenomenon of the rain and that rain-cooled air. As it hits the ground, that's what can cause a burst, a microburst of wind. Now, sometimes when it's over a much larger span, say over 2.5 miles, that's called a macroburst. But usually it's less than 2 miles that this happens, that you see that concentrated wind damage. But sometimes the storms can be so strong that that plop could actually produce wind gusts ranging anywhere from 60 to 70 miles per hour, as much as over 100 miles per hour. I physically saw in my first TV market, it was in Sioux City, Iowa, boats were blown out of the water from a microburst that got up to 95 miles per hour. Luckily, we weren't at that range yesterday, but sometimes they can cause just as much damage as a weaker tornado.